Welcome to Real Talk Wrestling. I am your host, Josh Kimmel OUS on Twitter with me live in person on YouTube for the very second time because he made his debut when we did our Double or Nothing live stream for 4 hours. But first debut on YouTube for us, Real Talk Wrestling. Chris, how are you doing?
Doing pretty good. How about yourself?
I cannot complain. I'm excited for the show going live. I'm excited for all the people that can tune in live and comment live and, give us instant reactions. We are just starting out. This is our first ever stream. Like I said before, we have minimal subscribers because, like I said, I created this today and I said, you know what, we're doing it today. So if you are just following by, or maybe you're watching a little bit later, please hit that subscribe button. We are going to be here live every single Thursday night, breaking down all of the AEW action. For all you new listeners that may be coming by, we do not really talk about WWE as much. I'm just going to be straightforward with you. It's just not worth our time. It's a terrible product, and we are going to stick with AEW, stick with what we love and like, and not go kind of down the rabbit hole of complaining about the E.
Yeah, exactly. No point in doing that.
Yeah, I mean, if you really want to watch someone complain about terrible wrestling and terrible storylines and 2-minute matches, go somewhere else, because we're going to talk about bangers. We're talking about indie wrestling. We're talking about barbed wire, the whole shebang over here. I might bust myself open. First episode, just hard.
Yes, you should. John Moxley style. Got to do it in the first 5 minutes.
I might. But tonight we are going to talk about the Double or Nothing pay-per-view that happened this weekend. It's been highly not reviewed. I don't know if that makes sense. It's been terribly reviewed. It's been apparently the worst pay-per-view of all time in AEW history, which if you look at the card, you could say that. But if you watch the show, it wasn't as bad as people say. I think
maybe it's just bad by AEW standards. And also coming off, from what I hear, was a Great Revolution pay-per-view. Of course, I couldn't watch it, but you came from Revolution to this card, and it fell off some as far as the matches that they had on there, the lineup.
Yeah, it did, but there was 2 pay-per-views this weekend, and that was a problem. There was Night of Champions on Saturday, and then there was obviously Double or Nothing on Sunday, and there was actually a NXT pay-per-view that people were watching. I saw a Twitter video of some guy at Double or Nothing. He pulled up Battleground, the NXT pay-per-view, on his phone and was watching that while at the Double or Nothing pay-per-view. I can't comprehend. Now, I go to hockey games on a regular basis on Thursday nights during football season. Sometimes I will pull out the phone. Hey, what's going on, Dave? Thanks for David. Thanks for subscribing and joining us on our first show. Really enjoy. It's going to be a great time. I'm really enjoying this whole live aspect and having people chime in and give their opinions as well. So feel free to, say what you got to say in the chat. Let us know how you feel. You know how I feel about Phil Brooks. We'll get to Phil Brooks later. But yes, when I'm at a hockey game, I will watch like the football game, but like sparingly. I'm like, oh, okay, what happened? This dude had it propped up, like his phone, and just watching Battlegrounds while at Double or Nothing. What's going on? What's happening?
No, I couldn't imagine trying to keep up with 2 of them at the same time. There's no way you'd be able to know. How could you be invested in 2 stories? It's one thing if you're watching your football because you're kind of watching highlights, but wrestling, you got to watch the stories that are going on. I wouldn't be able to keep up.
Well, some will say, most will say, there is no stories in an AEW match. They're just flippy floppy, trying to get your spots in. And I'm trying to remember. Okay, so I watched Night of Champions. I watched it not live. Peacock finally added this thing where you can actually rewind and go from the start. I don't know if that was there before. So when I got home from the gym on Saturday, I turned on Night of Champions and just rewound and watched the entire thing. I was about 3 matches behind. Not a big deal. I remember specific spots in specific matches that meant something. I do. I remember the Cody situation. I remember the Cody bumps. I remember everything about that pay-per-view. It was great. I go to Double or Nothing, and I'm like, Sammy did like an RKO on the outside. Then he went into the Spanish Fly. Then he did this. Then he did that. It all got lost. Nothing. When everything is big, nothing's big. So it's hard for me to pick out spots in an AEW show because they're all spots. Yeah. So it's hard for me to go like, yeah, that was awesome. Yeah, that was great. it's just to me, I love AEW. I love the wrestling style, but sometimes it's just too much. That Four Pillars match was everywhere and nowhere at the same time.
Yeah, I get what you're saying because it gets really hard to pick out anything. But that's always their thing. Is it's been that way from the start. They're the kind of the indie show, as everyone labels them, where they're always trying to outdo each other for the biggest spot on the show. And yeah, I get what you mean. Where it's just kind of none of it stands out if you're always doing. I mean, I guess there was a couple small things or a couple things that stood out, but Four Pillars match, yeah, I don't remember any one particular spot from that whole match because it was just so much going on.
And that was your main. That was supposed to be your main event. That was your title match. That was probably the most important match on the show. And I don't really remember much of what happened except for MJF pinned Darby Allin with the side headlock takeover, which is a great.
As I called,
which is a great look. Jungle Boy should have taken the pin, man. Jungle Boy should have taken the pin. He's the most irrelevant person in that match. He didn't even care to be there. He didn't want to be there. He doesn't like his job. He doesn't want to do his job. He stated he doesn't want to do his job. So he should have taken the pin. But I do believe they're setting up something with Darby down the road because they wouldn't have had that finish with the slide headlock takeover, just like he said he was going to pin him like what, last year, the year before.
Yep.
It was 2 years ago. So that was a great callback. They also had a great spot where they all did their mentor's finisher or signature move. I think we saw Darby do the Scorpion Death Drop. We saw MJF do the Crossroads. We saw Sammy do, what did Sammy do? Sammy do what did he do for Jericho? Did he do the Walls of Jericho?
I don't remember which one he did. I feel like it was that one, but I don't remember.
Too much. Yeah. And then Jungle Boy, his mentor / enemy, he did the Unprettier from Christian, which I felt a little bit odd. I'm like, wait, is he his mentor? Enemy? I don't know. But
no.
The right person won. The wrong person was pinned. But the right person was pinned if they do something with it.
Yeah.
If they do something.
Yeah, and I think they will. They have a track record of doing that. So give it some time.
So we did watch a show live. Like I said, you want to go back and find that. You can find that on actually on the Finstock Sports Network, not here. But we had great reactions, live reactions. What was your favorite moment? I know we just talked about it's hard to separate moments, but what was your favorite part of this entire pay-per-view?
I mean, for me, it was the actual main event match. That one just felt like the biggest story going into the pay-per-view. It felt like the biggest deal for sure. And I felt like that match definitely delivered.
The match delivered. It was great. It was what I wanted. I liked that they were everywhere, but still ended up back where they were supposed to be.
Yes.
There's nothing I hate more than a hardcore match, last standing match, where they're everywhere, where there's multiple people, where a stadium stampede match, where you had Jake Hager and this dude over here. You had Sean Spears and this dude over here. Like I need everyone. And
they did a good job separate for too long.
Yes, they did a good job of separating and then bringing it back.
Yeah.
You know, my favorite spot of the match probably was Cesaro or Claudio doing the pile driver to Matt Jackson in the back of the pickup truck. That was great. I love that spot. Really love that spot. I didn't enjoy the novelty of them playing Wild Thing over and over and over, but a live band. I didn't enjoy it. I didn't enjoy it, man.
It took me a second to catch on because we were all talking on the live stream to realize that they were doing that again, just like the previous time where they had just been playing the song over and over again. What did you think about though the super kick? I thought that was awesome.
Okay. I thought it was awesome. It hurt me as a new sneakerhead, as someone who's just now getting into sneakers. It hurt me that someone can blow up their own Jordan that I can't afford. But that's their gimmick. That's what they do. I was watching Being the Elite last night. I'm 10 months behind, and I love my favorite segment of Being the Elite is them buying sneakers. It's my favorite. Like they walk down the street. This guy called the last one. This guy called me up. He wants me to go to a store buy sneakers. Fucking Mark. Fine, I'll go spend $4,000. Then the next thing come out, Nick Jackson just spent $5,400 on 3 pairs of shoes. Fucking Marks. Like, I love their gimmick of we spend money, we don't care. We blow up our shoes, we don't care. I have never seen a spot where someone got their foot slammed into thumbtacks.
Oh, that one was rough. It was hard to watch. It was hard to watch the replay even when I knew it was coming. I I was thinking if I was in that spot, I'd much rather get dropped on my back than on my foot. One
Yeah,
foot at that too. All
yeah.
of your weight going down on one foot.
I have remember those pizza things, the tables that you put in the middle of the pizza?
Yep.
Like they used to do that. I don't know if they still do that. I stepped on the wrong end one time and it went in my foot.
Oof.
Hardcore. I had to go to the hospital and get it taken out. Not kidding. That hurt. I couldn't imagine thumbtacks. I couldn't imagine. Like that hurt. And it was plastic. It was only like 2 punctures. That was a million thumbtacks. And then they put him in his mouth, which I'd be terrified of. Just think about tacks in your mouth. You have to be careful not to swallow it. You have to be
Yep.
careful not to puncture your tongue or your roof of your mouth or the underneath your tongue.
I hate when they do that spot because that's not the first time they've done that.
Yeah.
And it makes me super nervous, even if it is, it's all planned out and everything. But I feel like it's way too easy that could go wrong. Whenever they're trying to kick their head back to really sell it, that one of them's not going to come out, it's going to go back down their throat, and I'm just like, oh, I don't like that one. I feel like it's going to end badly at least once
Got
at
it.
some point if they keep doing it.
So we know Tony Khan's addicted to being on TV now because every week he has an announcement. He's just addicted to being on TV. He will be an on-air personality by next year. He just wants to be on TV. Now, something else he's addicted to, which I am unaddicted to, which I am despise. And I don't want to be the guy complaining on our first stream, but every single time someone comes back, they win something or they win a big match and they get confetti every single time. So let me ask you something as a wrestling fan, as someone who just is watching the show, who was that confetti for originally? Did Tony know she was there? Did Tony know that Smart Mark Sterling is going to put out an open challenge? Did he know Chris Statlander was going to win? Or was that confetti for someone else that we didn't know about?
I don't know. Who knows?
It's ridiculous. Middle of the show.
Yeah.
Then you got the 2 other matches going on after that, and they got confetti all over their backs. They got confetti everywhere.
Weird. But I think they did that to celebrate that someone finally dethroned Jade. Not so much of her return and the fact that she won, but someone finally beat her. It was going to be a celebration no matter who could dethrone her because it's her first loss ever. And how long has she been in? Like since, 2020, right?
No.
Or 2021?
Yeah, 2021-ish. Look, I'm happy.
I'm thinking about it. There was, whenever her first match was Shaq, wasn't that during the pandemic?
Yeah, it was during the pandemic. You're right.
So that's a long time for nobody to beat you.
Yeah.
Do you think there'll be confetti whenever? I know we don't talk much about the other show, but when Roman gets beaten, you think they're going to have confetti?
When the other, yeah, whenever Jimmy Uso beats him at Money in the Bank,
be confetti. Okay,
a lot of it.
Yes,
but they wouldn't be dumb enough to put it in the middle of the show where other wrestlers have to work on the confetti, or at least if they did, they would clean it up real quick while a video package is going on.
Yeah, that part I didn't understand why it was all still out there, and it was a lot.
When the Young Bucks come out, they do their thing, and the money goes everywhere. We just don't have money on the ramp for the rest of the show. Somebody cleans it up.
Yeah.
I don't understand why.
I didn't get why it was still out there.
I'm very happy she won. I called it on the live stream. I told everyone that she was going to come back and win it. I said she might show up that night. I don't remember if I said that or not on the live stream, but I did say she will be returning to take the title. I'm super happy she did. I was super stoked. I'm upset that I spoiled it for you because I was about a good minute ahead of you on the stream, but it was just a moment too good. It was one of those moments you didn't expect, which you don't get a lot in wrestling these days. You really don't. Surprises are hard because there's rumors everywhere. There's dirt sheets. There's sources. This one, there was no leak of Chris Statlander that I saw.
No, I didn't see anything of when she was coming back. I feel like we all knew that when she came back, she was going to win the title. It was just a matter of when was she coming back. And yeah, it had been completely quiet as far as when her return was going to be. There was no talk of it from anywhere that I had seen.
Yep. Last thing I want to touch on from the Double or Nothing pay-per-view, Orange Cassidy retaining the Intercontinental National Championship match, Battle Royal, which I'm kind of over Battle Royals, Are you surprised we didn't get to see a Miro or someone like that come in and actually contest this guy? I mean, we saw a great finish with him and Swerve, but I really wanted that monster heel to beat up this 120-pound man. I wanted it so bad.
I know you did. You've been begging for it. Yeah, I really thought this was going to be the time when somebody would take the title off him and they'd give him something else to do and try and start building, like you said, build a story with the title, because that's what's been lacking there. But I don't know, for whatever reason, they decided to keep it on him. I'm interested to see where they take it now, because like, what do you do with it now? That would have been a great time to get it off of him without him being pinned, if that's what they wanted, was for him not to look weak.
He has to get pinned. Him losing the title in a battle royal makes him look weak, in my opinion. It makes him look very weak. I think this is great. It's going to set up a situation where Swerve and him will have a program. I don't know if Swerve will take the title off of him, but it's something different because these open challenges are over. It seems like, and it seems like Swerve is going to be the one contending for this international championship, which he should. Swerve is an amazing talent. We've been talking about Swerve on this show ever since he debuted in AEW. We think he's a top talent. We think he should be on the top of the card. At least I do.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I thought that whenever we were watching him come out, I'm like, he's just got something to him where when he comes out, he just feels like a big deal. So I definitely would be good with him holding that belt.
He is a big deal, and he needs to win this belt, establish that belt, get that belt some prestige. I mean, Orange Cassidy gave it a little prestige, but let's be honest. I mean, I ran down the opponents that he beat leading up to the 21-man battle royal, and it was a bunch of nobodies. So at the end of the day,
there was a couple people in there, but not much.
Oh yeah, a couple people. Sure.
But then again, think about it. When he started, where was that title where was it at? It was the bottom one. It was irrelevant. You never even saw it half the time.
Well, I know, but to me, there's been no story with it. At least the TNT title has had many stories. It's irrelevant right now because Wardlow's driving it to the ground. But international titles had zero stories. The only storyline it ever had was Pac and Orange Cassidy with the hammer.
Yeah,
that was it. That was a good story. It was an okay story. At least it had a story. And ever since then, it's been Orange Cassidy comes out, opens a show, millions of TVs turn off around the nation, and then he beats some Skylar White guy or some Jack Tatum. I don't even know. I don't even know who these people are sometimes. And we're sitting here thinking like, okay, where's the story? Where is the heat? Where is the struggle? Where is the feud? We never get it. We just get the same thing over and over. And that's my problem with Orange Cassidy. It's the same thing week in, week out. There's no change, no evolution. There's no anything. It's just, this is what you get. You get vanilla ice cream. You put some sprinkles on it. And then that's about it.
Yeah.
You don't get Rocky Road. You're not getting chocolate swirls. You're not getting, Superman marshmallow. You're getting vanilla sprinkles. Deal with it. And that sucks. I'm over it. Yeah,
that's all you get. And the matches are becoming the same, like you said, between he's got to go through his motions, the kicks, the hands in the pocket, he bounces off the rope, drop kick. After he goes through his stuff, then he gets the crap beat out of him for like 15 minutes and then gets in like 2 minutes of offense, sneaks in a pin and runs out of there with the belt again.
You got it. You nailed it. You nailed every single
match.
Orange Cassidy match of all time.
Yeah.
Which let me just say this before we move on to actually the Dynamite show last night in CM Punk. Damn, Chris, we're live and you're just dropping mics and stuff.
Hey, it's a new microphone. I'm getting used to it still.
Gosh, you distracted me. Did I want to talk about did I want to be positive for a second? Is that what I was going to bring up?
Probably not. That doesn't sound like you at all.
It'll come back to me. It was something about Orange Cassidy, possibly. It was possibly about Orange Cassidy, but let's move on to Dynamite. Sorry about that, you viewers. Freaking Chris dropping his mic over here distracted me. But
no, I bumped it with my hand. That's all. I didn't drop it.
I don't know what to do with my hands. Is that what you're doing? So
no, I was grabbing my phone to pull up the Dynamite card, and I bumped the
there was a card
mic here.
There was a card. Mm-hmm. So I have to actually look up because 2 weeks in a row, your boy right here decided he was going to skip Dynamite because nothing has been relevant on Dynamite in the past 2 weeks. And I love watching the clips and I love watching the wrestling matches. It's just last night I was not feeling it. After the pay-per-view, everything was great. I knew MJF wasn't going to be there. I knew they were just going to throw something together. It was kind of like the Monday Night Raw after the Saudi show. if you ever watch AEW and you pay attention, the Dynamite after a pay-per-view is always a dud
Yeah.
because a lot of people are taking off. A lot of people aren't there. MJF, I don't know if he showed up or not. I doubt he did. And you told me you can't remember.
Yeah. I don't think he did.
And I predicted he wouldn't be there. And I told you guys the timeline that should happen. He should have skipped this week. He should be on next week. And then the very next week, he should be on to tease his new opponent. And that's when Phil comes out on Collision and challenges him. That's what it should be.
Yeah.
That's the perfect timeline. So let's get right into the Phil to CM Punk, that announcement. Do you think he needed to announce Punk?
No, I don't think so. I think we all knew what it was. I mean, we've all known this for what, a month or two now. But I wonder. I was talking about that yesterday with my fiance because she said the same thing. She's like, "Why did they announce it? Why didn't they just let him show up? You know, just like he did for Rampage. Never announced it. Never even hinted at anything. They just let the rumors start up themselves." But I'm wondering, do you think it was some network pressure? Some, hey, we just signed you on for this new show. And when we first started talks, you were talking about CM Punk, this huge draw. Now he's not there. He needs to come back. And we want everyone to know that he's back because we want all eyes on Collision for the debut episode.
I think it was that. And I think it was the ticket sales. If you look at the ticket sales, they've been just awful. They've been awful.
Yeah.
Beyond awful. You know, they're not really selling many tickets out here in the States. You know, you saw that at Double or Nothing. Like, they say it was sold out. People say it was sold out, but that picture of Orange Cassidy with a million seats behind him empty was pretty bad. It got national news with Pat McAfee. Pat McAfee even brought it up, mentioned it, and then everyone else, you know, piggybacked on top of it. It's a bad look. I'm not saying that they should be doing Amalie Arena, you know, 18,000 people, but they should be able to sell out $4,000 or $5,000 people arena.
Yeah.
They should, and they're not. And it's sad. And why is it? Why do you think they're not selling out? Why do you think the interest is gone? Have you seen any kind of growth from this company in a year? As in, yes, the Wembley show is awesome. Really awesome. Congratulations. You guys crushed it. Didn't expect it. That's because they haven't been there. And everyone is super excited. Just like we were in the start. In the start, we were super excited. Selling out in seconds.
Yeah.
All in, boom, sell out in a minute. Now it's not happening because the excitement's over. So they can't really live off of this AEW, we're the alternative. They actually need to build something. And them putting on these Orange Cassidy matches, putting on jobber matches, as in, remember the beginning of AEW? We didn't know who was going to win. We didn't know who was going to lose.
Yep.
Now it's these jobber guys from this company that no one's ever heard of versus FTR. I wonder who's going to win that one.
Yeah.
You know,
we need more of the matches where anybody could win, and some surprise wins too at that.
Yes,
you know,
because
just
that's
like when we had what was it when Hangman lost
to Brian Cage?
Yes, and nobody saw that coming. It was perfect though.
That's what made AEW special and different. And now it's becoming this, you know, elite status, not, you know, pardon my pun of the elite, but the elite status. The elite guys always win and the bottom guys always lose. Like, I sit here and I watch Sky Blue come out against whoever, name a heel you want. And I'm like, oh, she lost. Well, Tony, how am I supposed to take her serious ever if she never wins a match on television? You can't let her win against somebody, not one person. So I've never seen her win a match. I don't know about you.
Nope. Never have.
And then, you know, but then you can go on the other side and go, well, Action Andretti, he was supposed to be this guy, made man, Pin Jericho. Where's he been? Dead. Gone.
On Rampage.
Nobody watches Rampage. So the whole point of this is stop. You just got to create stars. You have to create someone new. And it feels like it's the same crew over and over and over again. And, you know, we got to lean off of Jericho. We're seeing too much of him lately.
Yes, absolutely.
We're seeing too much of the same. And I want to see the House of Black actually put on a good program instead of have some random throw together match on Double or Nothing that meant nothing. I want to see them do something. I want to see them be something. And I think Collision's going to open that up. I hope.
Yeah.
I hope.
It'll give some more time to more stars. Seems like we're gonna see Miro come back. We're gonna see what's the other guy I'm thinking of right now?
Andrade.
Yes, there we go. Andrade's gonna be back. So I'm hoping this gives more people time, and then that will maybe help Tony or whoever's booking everything see who the crowd is a little more invested in, so we don't get stuck. Like you said, we love Jericho, great career, but I don't want him front and center every week anymore.
Every
I,
week.
I want some other people there. The Jericho Appreciation Society, it was good for a minute. It'll never be as good as the Inner Circle was, and maybe it's just time to move on from that. Like that whole group feels irrelevant at this point.
They are irrelevant. When's the last time Daddy Magic and Parker guy won a match?
Yeah.
Sammy Guevara has totally turned heel or baby face, and he's having a baby.
Yes.
So and then Jake Hager, he just never wrestles. Jake Hager, he's on TV more than Roman, but wrestles way less than Roman.
Yeah. I don't even remember the last time we saw him wrestle.
It doesn't make sense how you have someone like Jake Hager, you don't use him. Or maybe he doesn't want to. I don't know the situation there. I just cannot comprehend sometimes how Tony manages this roster. Where's Keith Lee? Where's Keith Lee? Huge feud with Swerve, gone.
Yep.
Dyed his hair white, gone. I
don't know. I'm interested. We'll see what Collision brings. Hopefully,
I'm just so upset.
It brings the right amount of airtime and gets a lot more people on screen. So
I heard we had a pay-per-view quality match last night on Dynamite. We had Jericho and Saraya versus Adam Cole, baby. We're wearing the same shirt.
We are. We didn't even plan this out.
I don't know why does yours have sleeves on? I don't understand. I don't know what that means. But I do know that we had that match last night, and I could have swore, why not save this for the pay-per-view? Why not save this for Wembley? Do you think that they're going to have another match? But you told me the baby faces won clean. What was the point? Why are we having does Adam Cole move on? Is this finally the end of Jericho versus Cole?
So. Maybe they realized that this feud wasn't it didn't resonate with the crowd as much. And so maybe they realized that and said, hey, we just need to put an end to this now. Let's go have the mixed tag because all of them are involved. And we just need to have the baby faces win again. And then that means this feud is over. Because honestly, of the matches that were on the card, that was probably one of the ones I was least interested in.
Yes.
And it was in that number 2 spot where it belonged.
I definitely agree with that. Do you think Adam Cole goes straight to the top to MJF, or do you think he works his way up? Maybe you see him versus another top guy, but maybe, not the top guy, but somewhere on, the upper top guys. Maybe a Miro, maybe someone like that, give Miro that boost. But then you're in that lose-lose situation where you can't book Miro to lose and you can't book Adam Cole to lose. But Tony Khan does that nonstop.
You can if you do it right. If you do it right, we were just saying we got to have some matches where it seems like both of them have to win. So we need that. That's what we want.
Tony Khan is the king of having someone super white hot go against someone who's just returning.
Yes.
He does it. No, he's addicted to it. It's like his favorite thing of all time. Oh, God, Luchasaurus is back. Wardlow's hot again. What do we do? How do we kill both in the same match? I don't know. Put them against each other. Great idea. God.
No. Oh. I don't know. I think Adam Cole, I don't know, straight to the top to MJF, but I would say in the upper card, let's put him. Come on. Whenever he got announced as coming over to AEW, we started naming off dream matches. So, and I know he got sidelined with an injury, but let's start making some of those happen.
It's about damn time because I'm ready for it. I know everyone else is ready for it too. Chris, I do want to pivot to some news, into some off the script interviews that we had this week. I believe MJF's was scripted, not scripted as in it was character wise, but Ricky Starks, did you see the Ricky Starks comments about the 4 pillars?
No.
Oh boy. Ricky Starks was interviewed. Let me pull that up. He was interviewed by somebody. I can't remember. I'm sorry about the source. I should have. I thought you knew it. I thought you had it ready to go. Stupid me thinking Chris would do anything. Just kidding. You're just the baby face of the show. Okay. Here it is. So Ricky Starks, he's like, I don't need to be a pillar. I could be a foundation in AEW. He was interviewed over the weekend after Double or Nothing, and he pretty much said, I actually hate the idea of pillars. I loathe the idea of pillars. because one, it's a full gimmick and it came from one guy who there's nothing behind it. To say that there's 4 pillars of the company, you know what you're saying by that? F everybody else who did anything. Those people don't matter. It's these 3 guys that we've deemed I have bestowed this sacred title upon thee, and I want you to go forth and do with it. No, I don't believe in that. So pretty much, I agree with Ricky. 1000% agree with Ricky Starks. First off, I have brought this up multiple times in the past month. These are not the pillars of this company. Jungle Boy is not a pillar. Sammy Guevara is not a pillar. Darby Allin, there's a small case you can make because of his popularity, and he is mega over, can be a pillar to the shed outside. I get it. But they're no Adam Coles. They're no John Moxleys. They're no Kenny Omegas. So calling them the pillars, in my opinion, was irresponsible from the start. And we're in 2023 where this company has outgrown these pillars and we need to get new pillars or get rid of the whole gimmick because you have guys like Ricky Starks, who is a foundation, who is a superstar, saying this stuff. And when you have someone like that saying it, you know other people in the back are thinking the same damn thing.
Yeah. I don't know. I kind of always thought of it more so as they were pillars in the sense that they were kind of like the future of AEW. Maybe not current because, yeah, that would be your Moxley. That would be your Omega. That would be the Young Bucks, Cody when he was there, and some of these other guys. But that's kind of the way I always interpreted it was these are the guys of the future. These are the guys that are, you got some guys that Kenny Omegas that are here towards the end of their career. These are the guys that are going to hold up the place once they're all retired and everything. But yeah, I could see where people have a problem with it. I mean, if they get rid of it, I wouldn't lose any sleep over it.
They need to get rid of it because it's just ridiculous to think someone like Jungle Boy, who's never going to win anything in this company besides the tag team championship with Hook, is named a pillar. Ricky Starks is a mega star.
Yeah, I think he could be if they would just give him the push.
And because he wasn't deemed a pillar, because he wasn't in with the elite and the EVPs, and he wasn't there like Jungle Boy is. He's one of their boys.
Yeah.
And I love the elite. So this isn't me like trashing on the elite and the EVPs, but let's be honest, man. Look at the guys who are deemed pillars. It's all friends of the elite, the EVPs, which is ridiculous. MJF's also in the news saying that he's not going to work Forbidden Door. Do I have to wrestle at Forbidden Door? MJF said. Fuck that. Oh God, it's a fucking indie fed. With all due respect, their greatest legend probably couldn't lace up my boots. I think I would make anyone on that roster look silly, and I don't want to waste my time. I think New Japan Pro Wrestling sucks, except that Great O-Khan guy. He said, he pops me. I like him. I love this. I love it. He's saying everything that I want to say.
Yep.
I do appreciate the wrestling that comes from New Japan Pro Wrestling. I do. Forbidden Door was awesome last year. I'm not going to lie. It was awesome. But I don't want to see old grandpa dude back. I don't want to see these.
That's the one guy that you always fixate on. Old grandpa dude.
I don't like, I want to see something that matters. And when you put random matches together like this, like who is MJF going to wrestle?
I don't know because I don't know the roster very well, but I heard last year's show was good. I think they're starting to build it now, though. I know you don't watch it, but on Rampage this week, I think they're actually starting to build the show.
I think we're going to get Kenny Omega and Ospreay. I think that's a given. I think that's locked in. I think we're going to get Mercedes because Tony Khan did come out and say nobody knows what I'm doing with Mercedes except for myself.
Mm-hmm.
So I think Mercedes is going to be there, and we don't know, so I'm not going to speculate, but it'd be great to see her go against someone like a Britt Baker or someone big like that. I don't think it's going to happen. If anything, she might go against someone like a Tony Storm or maybe a Willow Nightingale for that stupid title that she got hurt on. I bet you that's what it is. New Japan's probably like, damn it, she got hurt. She needs the title. Forbidden Door booked, and I'm like, Willow Nightingale. She gets the spot. Good for her.
Yep.
But MJF, I can see him going against Okada. I can see him going against Grandpa dude. I could really see him going against Grandpa dude
Why?
because
Why Grandpa dude?
people love that guy, and he's supposed to be some hardcore guy or this, and everyone wants to see MJF get his ass beat. So it'd be cool to see him get his ass beat by old Grandpa guy, and eventually MJF gets the win.
You would pop for that for sure. You would love it.
Not. I would not. I don't want to see Grandpa guy ever again. I don't. Not at all. But yeah, I think MJF. You can't leave your world champion off this pay per view. This is one of your big pay per views of the year.
Yep.
New Japan Pro Wrestling and AEW. So MJF will wrestle. It's just him being. It's just MJF being MJF.
Yeah. Oh, I think so. I think it's just to start something, to start a feud. Essentially, he's calling them all out, saying that they're not worthy of his time, can't lace his boots. To where someone's going to challenge him, and they're going to get under his skin, and he'll have his match.
I'm hoping so. That's my next question and my last question to you. I don't know if we brought this up yet because we did actually talk about CM Punk and we did mention him for a little bit and we moved on real quick. What's his first major program? Is it going to be MJF? Is it going to be someone like an Adam Cole? Is it going to be Chris Jericho? I can see Jericho.
Yeah? Why is that?
Because Jericho's a veteran. Jericho, have you noticed Jericho puts himself in the highest, not rated, but the highest watched feuds. For example, Adam Cole came back. First feud Jericho. Jericho had a feud with pretty much anyone popular. He hasn't feuded with CM Punk yet in this company. He's the one who met with CM Punk to not convince him to come back, but they talked.
Yeah.
He's a professional. He worked with people he didn't like before. CM Punk can work with him. They've worked together before. This kind of makes sense. CM Punk's first feud back, Jericho could take a loss.
Yep, because he always takes his losses.
CM Punk's going to come back as a babyface. Now, if CM Punk, because you heard the boos with the announcement.
It was about like what, 50-50?
It was 50-50. So you put him against anyone that a fan favorite likes, he's probably going to get booed if he's not in Chicago. Yes. They don't want him being booed right now. They don't want him turning heel right now. So they have to go against someone that people are over, they're tired of, and he's a heel. And Jericho's that perfect fit. I think Jericho's the guy that he goes against first feud, unfortunately, and it's going to be a shitty feud, and I can't wait for it to be over.
Yeah. No, for all those reasons, it makes a lot of sense that that's where he's going to start. Because I don't know who else. I mean, who else is a big enough heel for that exact reason that he's just going to get booed? I don't know that there's anyone else there that could handle that would want to work with him too. That's the other problem. So I think Jericho, for everything you said, he checks all the boxes.
Yeah, and it's going to be one of those feuds that go on for about a month or two, and it's going to be stinky, and there may be some good promos. There may be some CM Punk taking some shots at him, and that I'm excited for CM Punk's promos. I really am. That I'm down with. I had some people ask me in my DMs and people in my comments. They know I'm vocal on Twitter. I don't want CM Punk back.
Yes, you are.
But I can vibe with his promos. His promos are on point, and when you're good at something like that, that's great. His wrestling is also obviously really good too. It's just I don't want more drama. We don't want it.
No more drama. Do you think in his promos that he'll kind of hint at some of the stuff that was going on, or do you think Tony told him, hey, there'll be none of that. We're moving forward. You're not going to be picking at any of this stuff, at least not right now.
I don't know if Tony has that power.
Yeah.
And what I mean by that is he sat right next to him in the press conference and he didn't have the power there. He didn't have the power right there, right next to him. How is he going to have the power when Phil is out there in a live mic? Well, Tony's in the back in gorilla position and CM Punk has a live mic and say whatever he wants.
I don't know. Maybe in that live, in the after-match interview there, do you think maybe Tony was just kind of surprised, taken off guard by it almost? Whereas now he knows to expect it, and maybe he said, hey, like that doesn't work. That's not going to fly this time. That caused way too many problems. You're on a short leash. If you do it again, I'll cut your mic personally. Don't do it.
I don't think Tony has the balls to do that.
Yeah.
I really don't. And I know, people trash him all the time and say like he's more of a mark than a fan than a boss. He's more of a friend, which is true, man. If you look at it, look at the guys he's pushing, his friends, the people he loves, Orange Cassidy, the Elite, all these guys. The problem with Tony is I don't think he wants to ruffle feathers. He's a people pleaser. And I don't know that for a fact. I'm not there. But you see it. You see it in the company, you see it with the wrestlers, you see it with everyone, and he does pick and choose. And CJ Perry, Miro's wife, came out and said, "Oh, Tony has his favorites." She's not
Yep.
the only one. She's not the only one who said that. Punk's one of his favorites, obviously, because he draws a lot of money. They're going to get
Yep.
1 million viewers right away. That Collision show is probably going to break the record for AEW ratings.
You think so?
I think so. Especially
We'll
if
have
they
to look that
label
up. I want to know what is the current record. What is the
I don't
highest
know.
rated show? I want to find out, and then let's compare.
right now. We'll do it next week.
No,
We'll do
I
it-
mean, not right now, but like I want to find out up until now what is.
I mean,
the
I'm
highest
sure.
rated show.
I'm sure we won't have to do the research. I'm sure Brian Alvarez or these nerds on the internet will put it out there for us and let us know.
That's true.
So, we won't. I won't be doing no research. I'll just be copying Brian Alvarez, not copying, but reading his tweet and go, okay, yeah, it did okay. They'll compare it to the first Rampage he showed up on.
No, I'm sure. Absolutely.
Do you think they call it the Second Coming?
No.
Could you imagine
Collision?
Them comparing him to Jesus Christ?
That would be insane. The first dance and then the second coming. So comparing him to Jordan and then to Jesus, that would be insane.
He's nowhere close to any of those people.
No.
Oh boy. But man, how'd you like the first live stream?
Oh, it was good. It was good. I like, it's a little something different. It's good for the days when you can't make it over here, but we can still see each other, still interact. So I'm all for it.
Chris, I hate to break it to you. We're live streaming for life.
For life. This is it.
For life.
This is the new format.
This is the new way of life. This is easier on everyone, I think, involved, including your fiance, including my son who's over here.
Yep.
And I do feel like we're going to get more of an audience and more people chiming in. We had one person viewing this time. And like I said, we're small. We're starting out new with this program or this channel. So please, if you're still here and if you're stumbled along, hit that subscribe button. We'll be doing every single Thursday night. I have plans. Chris, we can do so much now. We can do the world's our oyster. If we want to have a watch party, we can have it. If we want to do a old classic, let's watch a match and talk about it, we can do it. If we want to have a random guest, we can do it now, guys.
Possibilities are endless right now.
Wide open.
Opened a whole new world tonight. I love it.
So that's going to be it for us, man. Make sure you follow us on Twitter, Josh Kimball OUS. Follow Chris, RTW Chris. Please, do we have any other plugs?
I think that's it. You got them.
Man, that's it. But we will be on Twitch soon. We haven't really set that up yet. We're going to be back on Facebook soon, and we're going to be everywhere, literally everywhere. If you don't want to watch us on the actually, if you're an audio listener, because we still are going to iTunes and you're unaware of our situation on YouTube and you do want to chime in over there, go to our YouTube page. It's literally Real Talk Wrestling. You can't miss us. Just type it in. So all you audio listeners out there, I know there's a lot of you out there. So please go ahead and do that. Subscribe to our channel. Support the show. We'll be back next week talking about, more AEW.
Of course, always. We'll be here.
See you guys next week. Peace out.
See you.
Thank you. Oh, wait, no, I forgot.